is, as we may recall from last week's session, it was a sketchy time in this little town as it switched to a murder mystery event. Our adventurers, -1, ended up trying to find out what was going on. Now, our dear friend Ulag was upstairs at this point in time, and meanwhile, Deacon was outside checking out the well. Phoenix was out there too at the time, if I recall, when Deacon happened to toss a rock down and just heard it fall. Nestry happened to be there too, just out of convenience, along with Devaxian. I'm throwing all their tokens, you might be noticing. Everyone just so happened to be all crossing paths at that exact moment. While at the same time at the front door you'd hear, "Hey, are you there?" And Ulag saying, "Me?" A small scuffle of a conversation heard, and a moment later he's being taken away as you hear, "This is trespassing," and he's saying, "But I was told I was allowed to come here," and they're like, "Not you." And they just take him away. Something about a mountain of paperwork that he'll have to process through. Or maybe the team will have to go get him back again. But where John's going to be on vacation, and I use air quotes for that one, where John's going to be on vacation for a couple weeks. That gets Ulag out of the picture nice and tidy, and gives all the party members the info that the well that you've come to, as you try to find the whodunit, who killed the mayor and why. Well, by about now you'd hear that stone ricocheting off of empty rocks deep in this dark pit of a well before you, while you stand at the old manor house, the Blue Manor House, where normally the mayor would reside, but no one presently has taken up residence. So as I always like to say, what's the plan?
We're definitely going down here, aren't we?
Yeah, this is an empty well, which was supposed to be providing water for this entire mansion, is a little bit suspicious.
It's not a well full of water, but it is a well full of mystery.
This is true.
Okay.
I think I'll go down first in case there is anything troublesome down at the bottom.
Right. Would you like to put a foot in a bucket and we can try lowering you down coolly, like some kind of pulley system? Or would you like to climb down? Probably safer to climb down, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if a small bucket can handle all of my weight.
Being lowered down, it's just I just think it would look cool. But you're right. Yep, we should probably just climb.
All right, I'll give it a shot. And although, what are my options to climb down? Am I going to need anything?
We could tie off a separate rope to help you.
Now, my usual rule that I always like to jump to in any of these D20 style systems is if you have the time, there's not much point in a check if you would just generally succeed. And a good example of things that you would generally succeed as seasoned adventurers in good physical condition, because God knows this doesn't apply to your dungeon master. If he tried this one, it would end poorly. Climbing down a rope is just another Sunday for one of your characters if you're in no hurry and in no rush and nothing acting against you. So you were to secure a rope and it were long enough to reach the bottom, you wouldn't have to roll any checks for getting down that rope. Something should happen on your way down, if something should go wrong. Heck, if a little tiny earthquake, just random stuff.
Before anyone climbs down, do we want to cast light on a rock and throw it down?
That's a good idea. Yes.
That is a very good idea. Oh, and
Why do I
Didn't
feel like you
you-
did that last week? Yeah. I think you were about to say that, Jameson.
oh no, I wasn't about to say that, but I was about to say that last week didn't you cast detect magic on the mansion? Did we ever find out what happened there?
No magic to be found. Now, I'll give that as well, since it's... I don't... Oh, right, no, it's the D&D side that limits it. Yours doesn't have a limit, it just gives you pulse, and you know if magic's nearby. No magic in the radius of your skills and ability as you walk around. That I will confirm, just as the friendly reminder.
Alright, just thought I'd confirm that because I just couldn't remember if we resolved that last session. And, alright. But what do we see if we were to throw a light magical rock down to the well?
How far is the radius on your light ability when you're dropping it, Dan? Just in case you're doing any shenanigans to make it stronger. $16.60 for 120.
No,
Sorry? Oh, sorry. I was looking at the heightened effect. Yep. 40 feet of light that little glowstone gives. Pretty much looking like those old school green glow sticks. You all know the sort. When summertime comes around, it's a good time. But that rock, as Phoenix holds out a hand, bringing upon his evocation capacity, drops that stone, letting it fall. And I can only imagine what the somatic and verbal components for this one would be. Does he put the rock between his palms, goes clap on, and drops it? Could. I don't know. It's always up to the players what they do for that if they ever want to have fun. But now you're thinking it, aren't you?
yes.
Couldn't help myself, it's straightforward. But with only 40 foot of light being provided by it, as it drops, it illuminates the edges of the well, falling down out of your range of vision soon and giving a plink to the ground far, far below. But as it goes, everyone can give me a perception check if you had your head over the side of the well leaning in. The whole team's like, yeah, we did.
I think I definitely would have.
Oh, yeah.
It's like genuinely.
Same.
Oh, and toss to be looking.
Oh, what was that, Dan?
I said I cast a spell and threw it in, so I'd have to be looking.
Oh, definitely.
Starting off the day with a 1.
Me too.
The Vexy and the Nestry watching the stone as it goes, like,
We
whoa.
bump our heads together as we lean over. Ah, fuck.
Oh, that's even better. I love it.
What? Sorry.
With a 23 and a 20, Deacon and Phoenix would notice as that stone hits the very edge of your vision, as you're straining to see how far it goes. You can see for a brief moment as it illuminates the side walls far below what appears to be the top of a ladder, but only for the briefest of moments. Some 50, 60, 80 feet down, after all. Because one of you've got dark vision, don't you?
I think low light vision I've got.
Yeah, same.
That's not going to help you out. You both rolled a 1.
Sure.
I have low light vision.
I have to double check, because I actually completely forgot that low light vision was in Pathfinder. But thankfully, the archives of Nephis and all that stuff make it really quick to pull the rules up for this, so I really appreciate that side of things. So you can see dim light as though it was bright light. So you lose that concealment condition. Doesn't give me too much beyond that for darkness, so you wouldn't get the extra burn in, so that's fair. However, I am still gonna say that you're stretching your vision. You can see the edge there. Maybe 40, 60 feet down. Hard to get an exact number on it, but there's definitely a ladder against the side of the well, bolted into the side wall. For the briefest of instances you saw it.
Oh, that's handy.
Now, I would like to go on record at this point as the team's looking down the well and they're like, there's a ladder. Deacon would be saying back to the rest of the team that I did mention last week. It's all right, the 2 places to look. Now, the mayor's been staying at the inn and he was murdered there and all heck broke loose there. And that's where it was. You got all arrested. There's also the empty mayor's house that no one goes to. The team's like, we have to investigate this at the mayor's house. Like, but that's not even the active scene of the crime. They're like, we're going right to the well, buddy.
That's how they knew.
Gamer instinct activate.
Oh, goodness.
But I think also,
We were trying to figure out like why, like if there was anybody who like threatened him or something like that. Like I think we wanted to find out more about him.
Oh, yeah.
or like where John's character could safely go as well.
Yep. I mean, I might have had a diary at the inn. Just saying. Maybe not quite so advert, but you know. I say that, but now you have found a MacGuffin right before you. I mean, part of me wants to be like, you climb down, you finally find a trek of water, and you can see that this is a mechanical structure put in there for maintenance of the well, and then you just throw something at me. You could imagine the bucket tapping against that ladder on the way back up. It wouldn't end well.
Right, so you want to go first, Jameson?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
So what's the plan for getting down?
Well, is there anything... Well, how much length of rope do we have to get down to that lovely little ladder?
Anybody got some rope?
I got rope, but I'm not sure how long it is.
I have 50 feet of rope. The adventurer's kit, you can add a character creation. Usually comes with like rope, and it's 50 foot long,
That's what I got.
which is a lot of rope to be stuffed in a backpack. But every RPG does it.
Oh, you know it's wrapped up in a bundle, put right on the side in a figure 8.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
that 50 feet of rope too, so how far down is that ladder again?
40, 60, 80 feet was the rough estimates.
Great, so I could have just enough or nowhere near enough.
I mean, I think I have rope as well. We can tie all the rope together. Just so that, and like lower you down until you hit the bottom.
That sounds like a great plan. Let's do it.
it.
Wouldn't that 50 foot well be huge as well? So, I don't know how to phrase that.
Yep.
Making it all the more suspicious.
Well, having said that, I just quickly googled domestic wells are usually between 100 and 200 feet in depth.
Oh, yeah, I think typically here in Nova Scotia they go 300 foot for a drilled well.
Jesus. I don't know a lot about wells. I genuinely, before, it was a couple of years of me living here, before someone's like, oh yeah, I've got well water. It's like, who the fuck what do you mean you've got a
He-
well?
He's a
And they're
certified
like-
city boy, you guys. I'm
And
sorry.
they're like, yeah, we get our water from a well. I'm like, "Wait, is this, have I quantum leaped into like the 1800s or something?
Oh goodness.
It was genuinely a shock to me that, like, usually in the UK, when they're like it's well water, I don't know if anyone on a well in the UK, probably in like the Highlands and Islands, but yeah, it come from a city. It's civilized things like water, drugs.
Using cold well water in the middle of winter is one of the nicest things. But we got drugs in the country.
It's just such a shock. What do you mean you're on a well? I used to see like adverts for like water charities, like, oh, help build a well in Africa and places like that, and I was like, Canada has like pipes and stuff. Anyway.
Oh goodness. We can send pipes. Send 2 guys and a shovel. That's it. That's our contribution. They're just looking at us like, are you people certifiable? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's weird. And then like Jillian likes to drop in some like new water rules, like, oh, when you're at the cottage, don't flush the toilet too much, or it'll, like, the well will dry up. And I was like, what?
It's true. Gotta be careful.
Use the low flush toilet.
Save it for number 2s.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
So, you're all...
Jillian, I
Oh.
think you're on mute, by the way.
Okay, sorry. I was I just said okay. I was laughing and then I said let's go in a well.
Yep.
That was it. Wasn't anything
well.
Well, well. Well, indeed.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
I'm actually running out of tropes that I can make fun of in D&D in general. Like, I've had so many. But we are going to get to the bottom of this. Well, or at least, Deacon's going to first. So, how are you going to anchor said rope? How are you going to run this? You going to have someone holding on to the end while you send them down? I'm not too worried about splicing them together. You've got enough magical power. I'm sure somebody could figure out a real trick. But tying it in a knot, I'm not going to say, oh, we better check while you're climbing down. Not that mean.
Could tie it to one of the well posts, or let me see, what have I got in my bag of stuff?
Yeah, and there's like that device that lowers the well, so we could tie it to. Yeah, well, the well post would be good enough for that.
Those also, remember, on a well are only meant for supporting the bucket of water.
Yeah.
Mop. You are considerably heavier than a bucket of water.
That is a fantastic point. Is there any like kind of tree or any posts like
Are we
any
not
posts
just-
nearby?
Would we not just be able to lower him down? If
Well,
all of us hang onto the rope?
We'll all need to go down, so the last person would be doing it with like a free climb.
Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry.
Da, 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 da. So, right, I have an idea. So I was looking through some storage rooms. Would I have seen something like, I have a crowbar? Would I have seen another one in one of the storage rooms, or like a tool with a hook on it? So I think we could just like make like a tent pole kind of hook. We just like get it decent to like hammer like a relatively solid piece of metal into the ground and just tie it to that.
It wouldn't take you too long to anchor it to something back here anyway. Definitely find
Yeah.
some gardening tools. Heck, they might have a shovel. Or a hoe.
Yeah, we could just make a impromptu tent stake and just have our super strong fighter hammer it in far enough that we can tie to that.
Best part about
Or-
this, due to the mechanical nature, they could just bring the hand down and push, and It
Yeah.
sunk to the ground a bit. No injury to you, because maybe to the false skin somewhat, because it's the artistic work that they've done for the android inside of Pathfinder is actually really neat. I got to say.
Yeah, they got like glowing circuits and stuff running through them.
Yep.
I think.
How they work, nobody knows. Deacon's trying to find out though.
I don't know. Not change the subject. I don't know why I haven't tried before, but I just found out I can link pictures in the game.
Oh, nice.
That the same way that you keep doing, Alan?
Yeah, just the copy paste, right?
Yeah, I've never tried it before.
Huh. By all means, feel free. I usually clear it between every couple sessions, or the game will slow down. Like, it's just mechanically, it gets slow when the chat fills, because it's not smart enough to ignore what's already there.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about hammering it into the ground, and it made me think of this.
Hammer time. Oh, even better. Hammer! Oh, goodness. That could do some damage. And like people say, swords and stuff, but I'm sure if you were in full plate and someone took a hammer and got you in the side of the helmet and dented it in, that's the end of you.
Yeah.
None of that 1d12 damage. No, you're just then. Come down on the front of the chest plate, dent that in, you can't breathe no more. You're like, mid-fight. Then you just swing like a golf club. Oh. Mind you, good landing with a sword. The armor changes everything. But in D&D, no, it doesn't. Just gives you more AC. Couple extra numbers. Or Pathfinder, I should say. So, you're not gonna have much trouble anchoring it, as mentioned. And first person who's gonna be making the attempt to go is gonna be Deacon along their way, hey?
Yep.
And remember that old episode of The Simpsons where Bart got stuck down a well?
Yep.
I do. I forgot about it until you mentioned it, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely remember that now.
That was an old classic. A really good one. I'll throw up the picture because, it's Bart down the well. He goes, oh, what could possibly go wrong? You just wait, little buddy, you just wait. But, for your character, not so much. You're not having too many issues. Like I said, you've got the time, and it ticks along. Though I should check, actually, because it hasn't been turning on automatically for the clock, so I'm just going to make sure that's running while I'm saying this. But the clock's going to tick along without any trouble. Yeah, it wasn't turned on. Don't know why they've done that to me, so I'm just going to skip forward a few minutes. And you find yourself making your way down the well. Not downtown. Until you find heels would be bumping against the top of that stair. Bolted directly into the side of the stonework, quite strongly fused. Catching on, you can see, as you look below, that stonework quickly turns to ground and rubble, as the well that's around you appears to have had the bottom chopped out of it, so the dirt of the wall where the stair has been bolted in extends further down, possibly hundreds of feet, but with your limited vision, you're not sure just how far it goes. But you had no trouble putting a foot on top of that rail. You gonna trust that ladder?
Yep.
You make your way onto it without too much issue. And it does support your character's weight, even as dense as it is given the nature of your construction. You've got no trouble.
As I get onto the ladder, I'd say, alright, I'm on the ladder, and I'm gonna keep on going down if you guys want to go down as well.
Oh, well, I can go next if everyone wants.
Sure.
Right. And Vaccine will take his gangly self and follow after Deacon.
So we've got Deacon and Devaxian making their way down the well. Then Nestry followed by Phoenix, or the opposite way?
I'll go next if Phoenix doesn't mind. He can go first if he wants to, though. I'm not too fussy.
Go ahead.
We'll go.
All right.
Who has the ever burning torch?
Not I.
Was it But anyway, we could just tie the ever burning torch onto one of us as we climb down for as like a secondary light source, because even if it's dangling, it won't set any of us on fire. It's like put it in a belt loop or something. Just an idea. I know we've got that somewhere, but minor.
Well, if anybody wants to do any prep work, you are about to descend down this dark tunnel, which does go for quite a while.
Well, you thought of it. Dean, do you want to just have Devaxian wear it?
Sure, I can. Yeah.
So you've got no trouble tying that one on, as mentioned, letting it dangle a little bit as you start climbing down inside this tunnel. And it carries for quite some time. Hundreds of feet further down this makeshift ladder. As you can see, the walls become a little more clearly made of dirt, and as you are all traversing, illuminated by that one glowing stick and the ladder bolted in. Everyone go ahead, give me perception check.
Alright. Is this a flat roll?
Yep, just general perception.
Cool.
General perception.
Examining the stone and the dirt along the wall as you go, you can see that this wasn't scraped by tools, but appears to have been done by tooth, nail, and claw. Some form of a creature seems to have been used to create this tunnel. Though, as Deacon begins to near the bottom, you would see some light beneath your feet as a tunnel opens up below you. And you can see, dangling some 30 feet underneath, railway tracks laid across dirt, carrying onward, as there appears to be a mine shaft beneath your feet now. Well, if you go that far. As of now, you're still up in the tunnel, hidden in the dark, though you can see that glowing stone that Phoenix dropped, assuming you kept your concentration on it.
If that's the case, I will quietly climb down and grab the stone and quickly pocket it and find some place to hide in case someone's nearby.
It's a bit of a hop down. The ladder itself only goes to the broken section of the ceiling where you're coming through. So you're going to be hopping down directly into a big open tunnel. Also, a bit of a map shift as a warning. Finding a place to hide might be tricky, but you can creep up against the side wall and find some small degree of darkness. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be any open areas immediately near you, but that doesn't mean there are none. So what's the rest of the party doing? You all following, jumping down, coming into the tunnel?
Is the well wide enough for someone to like brace themselves against the wall? I'm just thinking that we could tie a second rope to one of the ladder rungs, just in case we need to climb back up this way.
You definitely need a cut of rope for that. The tunnel itself varies in width, but the one below you looks to be a 20-30 foot drop to the floor.
Right. Probably worth it. Because if we've all got rope, we should be able to do a second drop down then.
Well,
If everyone's okay with that.
with a rope dangling overhead, I'll go ahead and switch this map up to bring you all to what you would be seeing. That should switch you all in. Yay, shortcut keys worked.
Hey.
Indeed, old track lies underneath your feet. Though, just to make it a little more visible because it's a nice map, I'm going to turn the light up in here so you can see it a little bit easier. Now, there are torches on the wall, and interestingly, they stand out as visible. Illuminated, with flames burning ever so slightly in what would otherwise be an abandoned minecart area.
Well, I don't suppose that you lit those torches for us before we got down here, Deacon.
I'm afraid not.
Well, okay, so probably someone or something already down here then. Well, looks like there's only one way to go, so shall we proceed?
I suppose we should.
Right.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go if everyone wants. Heedless or naively optimistic, the vaccine straight ahead.
And as you walk, you see this tunnel continues on. The tracks catching a little more steam and looking a little better constructed up ahead. Though, as well, because you can see your vision isn't quite so restricted with all this light, you can see that the area opens up into a wide, broad, cavernous zone. Well, that does remind me. I do have the funky map for this one. Give me a moment, I'm going to load that one up. I'm just going to stop my stream for a second, though. But feel free to progress forward as you go. You can see a small pathway to the right that looks somewhat precarious and rather tight. An attempt could be made to pass through it to whatever lies on the other side, but The cavernous zone appears to open up along the edge here, and one wrong step could be disastrous.
Is anyone here trained in survival?
I don't think so. Let me check though.
I have a +5 in survival.
Ooh.
Plus
Pretty
5
decent.
survival.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering if it's worth us checking to see if there's been any recent footprints down here before we like go any further down the hall. Just see if we're following after, like if this is a trafficked area or if it's like just a singular set of footsteps.
Oh, by all means. Definitely survival check. You know I love my survival checks for that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's give it a shot then. And you know what? Despite the fact that we are in a very contested area, I am still going to activate my nanite surge to give me a +2, just in case.
Nice. As Deacon crouches down and starts to shuffle through some the dirt and the grime, you can most assuredly see that there are recent footsteps in this area. Well, when I say recent, I might be stretching it a little bit. Lots of footprints, lots of heavy traffic constantly coming through this zone. It looks like there's always some people walking around.
Done.
So Deacon would start to glow again as he's studying the ground, and then he would get up and say, "Alright, there's been a lot of traffic in this area. Somewhat recent, can't tell from how long ago, but this has been a very busy place."
Right. I don't know. It's creeper. Would you say lots of footprints or just the one?
Lots
once-
of footprints, lots of different footprints from what I can tell.
Yeah. I just would I rather face a horde of mine dwellers or one big one? Not sure. But well, guess we'll find out. I fancy potentially falling into a chasm down that side tunnel. Does anyone have any strong feelings on exploring that way?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, I feel like I have notoriously bad luck falling into places or setting off things.
That you're not wrong.
Yeah, well, let's keep forging ahead. We'll maybe just be wary. The vaccine is still holding the ever burning torch, even though there's other torches here. It has some visions of the lights mystically going out or something like that.
The paranoia is strong in this one.
It really is. Also, I
All thanks to you, Alan.
Oh yes.
I did take a little bit of comfort in that because of those hand wraps we found. I have a better to hit with my unarmed strike than I do with my weapon. I'm fine having a hand free so I can just punch things. I take a monk archetype or something.
Oh gosh. I I will master the unarmed ways of Buddy Kickery. Now the next area up ahead that you can see the edge of, there's a horrible green cloud of gas in the air. You can see the very pointed of it. The map actually with the direct line of sight gives you a bit more than you should be seeing. You can see the overview 3D map on my stream. You can see the entrance of that green glow, but what
that
might
looks
that be?
like some nasty gas.
I want to blame 2-day-old Thanksgiving leftovers that went bad, but you know.
That's pretty cool. I just checked out the first person view for a second there. It was pretty cool.
Ooh, how do you do that?
Oh, it's streaming it on Discord.
Oh,
So if
right.
you click the general chat
Yeah.
window, right?
The best thing I can say is they're actually the same map because I use an overhead and use that to make the map. So I'm like, why not use the 3D view so people can see what they're walking through? What would be amazing? They have 3D canvas, which does it, but there's no integration for Dungeon Alchemist, and I can't blame them, 2 different company. But you can get full 3D map like that with the overhead inside of Foundry now. Imagine clicking on your token and bam, you've got this view, and then go back to the overhead. Oh, that'll be the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Now, as you're walking in, I'm sure you've noticed to the right another raised area nearby. You can see some construction materials, a large crane with a singular basket on it for lowering and raising people down into the depths of a mine shaft that you probably wouldn't want to go into after all these years, along with a twisting and turning path that continues to the right, and the noxious one that continues straight ahead of your position.
Did any of the townsfolk mention that there was a mine in this, like a giant mine in their city or in their town?
I don't remember.
Glancing at the status of the rails and the boards under your feet, definitely hasn't seen use in a very, very long time.
Is that a shield I can see? I don't know if I'd actually be able to see from this point of view, but I'll go closer. Was there a fight in this tunnel? I wonder. Oh.
As you're walking closer, as you near that junction in the road, where it splits to the right and goes ahead to the straightforward zone, everyone go ahead and roll perception checks for me. And I'm going to do the lazy thing here, Jillian. I'm going to put Nestry directly behind Devaxian and use the follow command.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm watching the 3D thing and also doodling, so.
Oh, yeah. I know you usually got the art in hand, so.
Yeah, I am listening, though, I promise. I actually listen better when I'm doing something. It helps me process the words better.
Now, as you're approaching on this right-handed curve, to the left, you can see that noxious green gas and what almost looks like pieces of shielding. And to the right, you can notice them out of the corner of your eyes. Thankfully, before they apparently have noticed you, a group standing there amongst some tools and some debris and some equipment, but not like things you might have seen before, as there's a construct with them. And just give me 1 second here to pop the bestiary open. Bestiary, whatever.
I've heard people say bestiary, bestiary, bestari.
I've only heard bestiary.
You must have heard on PlayStation Access at some point one of them say bestiary.
I probably just shouldn't recognize it as a real word because they're wrong.
I just call it the DM's list of tools to kill us.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as inventory, though. Ugh.
Inventory.
Ugh.
I
Goodness.
opened up my inventory in the Caribbean.
Oh my gosh. And that's research to vaccine.
I don't have
Oh.
access to it yet, but I cast Fireball onto Vaccine.
That wasn't even my voice.
Oh goodness.
Whatever cult magic has infused the vaccine, it's a cult of saying words in a slightly annoying way to North Americans. But an ironic twist of fate, our cult leader was called Craig.
What
Oh,
do you
God.
what do you call it, Dean? You'll have to tell them how they pronounce the word CONPIRACY.
What? Can
Hang
you
on.
type it out? Because my brain's not working well enough. Oh, conspiracy?
Yeah, but how do they say it? Do you remember? Didn't that happen? Oh no, controversy. I
Oh,
think is what it was.
controversy.
Yeah. That literally makes my skin crawl.
I say controversy, but some people say controversy. Was a controversy, I say.
Ugh.
His inventory was a controversy.
Oh boy. Alright, so we see some figures.
Indeed. You see what appears to be a mechanical construct, a rather fierce-looking device with large drills attached onto its legs and a humming mechanical body surrounded by a couple individuals looking over their equipment, hardware, that sort of good stuff, you know? But you get a clear view of it.
Ooh. Good lord.
Shot in the dark, but this construct doesn't look familiar at all to me, correct?
Not off the get-go. However, you can always try a history roll if you have a knowledge skill that you think can be applied to identifying a mechanical construct.
Just about to ask if Deacon recognised this.
Well,
Here.
I'm trained in crafting. Would that maybe cover it?
You could try it.
I'm torn. My class skill would let me roll, but I just really don't think this is something that the vaccine would know about. So I'm stuck between mechanics and
What kind of role would it be? Because I with my backstory, my dad would have been interested in like building things, so he would have had a book about mechanisms and things. Would that give me an opportunity to check? Or is it just specific to Deacon?
Oh no, for anybody. If anybody can think of a reason that they'd have for a knowledge skill, like that one, that's a good one for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Deacon's going with his crafting knowledge on it to give it a shot for a roll.
Mm-hmm. My crafting's decent. My Arcana is better.
You could always try Arcana for it as well.
Okay, I'll try Arcana, just for something a little bit different. Okay, same.
There we go. She got a little loud in the background for a second, so I had to give it to mute. Looking upon this creature for their construction, you can see that it's definitely something used for digging. You imagine that may be responsible for the hole above your heads.
Interesting. And are they active? Like, are they moving, or are they like at
Pretty
rest?
much sitting there, having themselves a nice spot of tea with a sandwich, I'm gonna say. In fact, I'm gonna put this guy over here. This one over by this box. I'm a little disappointed because it looks like my add-on mod that incorporates my pictures from the books into these ones isn't working at the moment, so that's a little sad.
Oh.
Maybe we can try talking to them.
What did the other figures look like?
They don't look to be the most well-versed for speaking, but for fighting, well, they carry weapons, they're decently equipped in armor, they look like they could put up a pretty good tango, more so for guarding, it would seem.
Are the other figures constructs or are they humanoids?
From a distance, it's hard to say. Glancing at them, you just see figures. The one in the middle is the one that really stands out.
Yeah. Right, let's see. Options. We could try talking to them from across this big gap. We could try going across there on that rickety looking track. Seems interesting. Or we could, there is the gas tunnel that might lead round, but I'm not sure.
We might have to risk the rickety tracks, 'cause I certainly don't want to walk through unknown gases.
No, me neither. No. Well, let's see. The vaccine will. I'm just moving like my movement speed at a time, just in case anything happens. As the debris we can see in the tunnel with the gas, does it look like there's bodies and stuff underneath the gas? See, like Right. Cool. Okay, I'll go closer. I was just taking it slow in case they spotted us, but I'll risk another. I'll go.
At the moment, they do not appear to have, but the closer you draw to that noxious gas, the worse the smell would grow of hot air and burning sulfur, assaulting your senses. And as you can also see, there's a block there to prevent carts from going in too easily.
Right, so that just seems like a bad time all round there. Just typing that up. Alright. Okay. Would that strike as like a natural occurrence? That kind of gas?
With a green tint to it in the air, most likely not natural, you're guessing. Hard to tell though, at a glance.
would I be able to roll a lore check and see if I remember anything, like if this is like a demonic or occulty in nature?
Not specifically. You're glancing and you can see a green floating mist. The prickles on the back of your neck would be standing up and you'd be having some memories of random things from Cultist Day, sure, but without an actual examination, it's a dangerous fog in front of your character at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm going to discount that as a bad time and walk back and have a look at this track. How
A rickety,
stable does it look?
rockety track set on top of many sticks holding it up on a bridge, but definitely old and worn.
Right. Well,
I mean, if
how
did we
far
take?
down?
You go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how far down does it look, that drop? So I know we can see the ground kind of here, but I'm assuming the shadow is just like too far.
Oh, it's deep, dark, recessed shadow. As you see me popping here onto the map and peeking down, there's a small platform deep, deep below. But then it just drops, and you can't see anything in the darkness. In fact, the crane, as you can see at a glance, would go down to work across the walls for mining, not to reach the bottom. It might be able to, but at a glance, it's hard to tell these things, right?
Yeah.
Would we have taken any of the rope with us when we went?
Well, we probably maybe would have left it there so we could like climb out, I think.
And we used everybody's rope.
We only really needed 2 lengths of rope because with each one being 50 feet, we would have easily been able to get to the ladder with 2 ropes.
So what I'm thinking,
Rope at the bottom of the ladder tied to so we can get back out. So that's the ropes that we used.
So do we use 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom of the ladder?
and that's everybody who had rope. If we could find rope or something, then I wouldn't mind walking across it, or even like, I don't want to volunteer Phoenix, but he might be the only one that's lighter than me to go across. And just tie the rope in case it breaks.
Yeah. Wait, should one of us have a length of rope left?
Yeah, we should have 1 length of rope left.
Yeah.
Can we not?
One of us could be anchor for you.
Yeah, just why don't you or Deacon hang on to the other side of the rope, probably Deacon, no offense, and I will go, or Jade, or sorry, not Jade, or Phoenix can, and
Already over there, just laughing.
You're already over there? Did you just say
sure
that?
me and Deacon have the same strength modifier.
Oh, do you? I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I'm not used to you playing strong characters, Dean. Yeah. I don't mind going if somebody wants to tie a rope to me and hold on to it.
Yep. Should we flip a coin? Or no, I actually like the idea of Deacon holding it and the vaccine just looking slightly hurt. I'm a strong boy too. Strong.
Alright.
I am valued.
Alright, Nestry will go.
Do you want to move your token?
I can, yeah. I was just gonna see if Alan was gonna have anything to say about that. Before I
Probably
do
want
it.
your token partway on on the bridge first.
There we go! Alan's on. You're on mute, Alan, if you've been talking.
Maybe the wee ones having a shout
Moment.
at him.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Oh.
like something she would do.
As you make your way across, that
Uh-oh.
bridge is gonna creak and groan.
Uh-oh, what's that, Alan? What's that giant thing? Alan?
Told you
Alan!
there was a number of things. The large mechanical monstrosity ahead of you, well, not too big,
boy.
surrounded by a number of people. And you can see them around the corner as you're making your way through there. Unfortunately, I accidentally dropped the mini that I was using on the 3D map off the bridge. So, you know, I rolled a 1 on my check.
Whee!
And you'd find yourself pretty much cowering in the dark where you can't be seen, behind the last remaining rock between yourself and that next area where you haven't yet been noticed, and you can see the group around the corner a little more clearly now. Standing amongst them, you can see numerous burly-looking individuals, your standard sort that you'd be very much familiar with seeing. They've got on a decent amount of armor, a crossbows at hand, clubs at their hips, along with another set who carry daggers and cutlasses at their sides. They seem slightly more readily armed. You've glanced on these sort before. If you've ever been near the water, or made your way through, you recognize the sound one of them makes as a dead giveaway, as they give a shove to the other and say, "Yar, matey." Without a doubt, you've got pirates. But not just any pirates. Elvish pirates. The ears are a dead giveaway, but thankfully they seem in their own at the moment, and as close as Nestry's gotten, which was, I'm going to place her about here, hiding behind this large rock formation, they don't seem to have taken notice of you, or maybe they're just not paying close enough attention. But behind this group you can see all their wares and treasures, worn and bare, empty, as they just seem to be standing there by the mechanical device that they have with themselves.
Those are cool. Nestry's just gonna take another step forward. Be like, hi there! In Elvish.
As you turn and take that step forward, and the rest of the team, they're across the other end giving you the thumbs up, you know, like, you got this, you got this. You come out from around the rock, look towards them, try to pull an Obi-Wan, well, hello there, because that's what it feels like for a brief moment. As they all turn to look towards you, the one nearest to the front holds out the cutlass in hands as they say, "You there!" Well, you can probably guess what the next line is.
Scallywag?
Oh no. You there, fuck you. Right, I'm using it again because it fits so perfectly. As they immediately draw weapons, turn, and you immediately realize this just went south. Roll for initiative.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
I genuinely thought you were going to wait for more of us to get across.
I genuinely hope they weren't going to attack immediately. I thought we might have an opportunity to talk.
Many a times.
Trying not to be a murder hobo, you guys.
Can't blame you. You were like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if these are friendly, and Alan will let them talk this time. No, actually, for once, these ones are straight out want to kill you, bad guys. So you know, just straight out want to kill yous. Gonna have to get those tokens fixed for next game though, because that's a little depressing. I have all the pretty pictures, but as this battle is sparking up, Deacon is first to go. Now, as I said, if you have the time, doing things is straightforward and simple. When you don't have the time, running across railway tracks, hovering over deep, dark pits in the middle of combat becomes considerably harder.
Yup. Oh. So I'm going to have to rush this, but before I make my move, I'm going to activate my savior spike just in case.
All right.
Things go south, and to activate it, it's a free action command, and I'm going to make my way across.
Now,
Is your speed only 20 feet?
25. Oh, and you know what? I will use my sun charge so I can
now here's
go
one
and...
kicker.
What's that?
It's all difficult terrain. Running across those tracks is difficult terrain to make your way across. So you're moving at half speed, essentially.
Okay, just a second. So half my speed would be about 12 feet. So yeah, I'll just... Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna move there, I guess, and raise my shield.
Remember, you can move more than once in Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Right, okay. I keep forgetting.
You can get up to 25 feet by doubling it up that way.
Alright, yeah, because you do 2 straight actions, basically be your full movement. And then you could do your third action for another... how many movements there is. I've been looking at like the jumping rules, but...
Alright, so I'll move there and raise my shield.
And if I recall my Pathfinder knowledge correctly, difficult terrain is when you enter it in this version, not when you move through it or exit it. So your first step, if you're leaving a space of decent terrain going into difficult terrain, that's 2, as opposed to the D&D where that movement would have only been 1. Exiting difficult terrain, though, doesn't cost you anything. You go back to regular movement once you're outside of it. A little bit of a different way to take it. It causes a little bit of confusion sometimes, but Deacon has moved closer and raised up their shield for defense as you see arrows suddenly flying at Nestri, because of course they are. And I need some thematics to make the fight work, but the Vaxian's turn would be up next.
Alright, okay. Right, so... I need to do... spend 2 actions to stride to there. Normally you can pass through your allies, but because we're on a narrow path, would you say yes or no to that?
I think you can just freely move through them at any given time.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move through the space of of a willing creature. No problem.
Alright, okay. Well, I'll use my third action to get a little bit closer, and then that would be all 3 actions. Just running.
I'm
Alrighty.
sorry.
No, that's
I just
okay.
didn't want to be a murder hobo, you guys.
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, you got the pirates and the guards and their big mechanical construct here. I don't blame you for trying to talk through with them. I mean, they're attacking you right off because they were guards for whatever this thing was. They have their standing orders. But Nestri's turn is up next as the vaccine has used up their 3. And as you can see, they're close.
Okay, I'm going to use 2 of my actions to cast Hydraulic Push on this one right here. So I'm going to roll a spell attack.
Sorry, on which one?
I did blink it, but I'll blink it again. Sorry, I was just opening my character. Yeah, that one.
Perfect.
Yep.
Now that's the mechanical construct.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh.
That's why I missed
Gosh.
my pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll use it on one of the little guys, actually. I didn't realize. Is that okay to change the target?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so this one up in the corner, it should still be within range because it's 60 feet.
All right.
So that one should hit. If it hits, I should say. Come on, character sheet.
Have I ever shown you how to use the target stuff in Foundry, Jillian?
No. I know that you probably did, but I don't remember what you showed
I
me.
can show you later.
Okay. I'm just gonna... My spellcasting... Oh gosh. I will use a hero point, because I don't want to waste my first level spell. And it's worse. Great.
That's very unfortunate. That is a miss as it sings past their face.
Okay. And I'll go back. I'll use my last action to move away. $10, $15, $20, $25. Okay. That ends my turn.
As your turn comes to an end, up next is Phoenix's turn. So Dan, you are up now. And I'm going to see if I can just lazily slap a picture on these tokens for right now.
And I think that's all I can do.
All right. So you as well rush forward to get a little closer to the rest of the team. As we roll over now to the enemies, caught by surprise and doing abysmal on their checks. You see this little mechanical creature starts to stand up, gears twisting and churning, before it begins to move forward, charging and chasing after the group of you. just see here. As this little tiny mechanical construct, because as you can see, it's a little small, charges through. You can hear those pieces of metal clicking, and as Nestri runs, it jumps at you with its next action. Blades twisting as corkscrew-like arms wrap out. Oop. Did anyone
If you're wondering if we saw that roll, we did see it briefly.
Oh, I know. Did anybody else's system crap out?
No, I'm still in the game. It was look alright.
Mine kicked and I lost my video. Just a second here. I have no idea what caused that, so I'm just gonna do a quick reload.
I know we just started combat. But I need to go to the washroom. So, but I think we're pretty far away from my turn.
On the other plus side, we are at... Man, the whole table just crapped out on me. How about we take a quick 15-minute like we normally do at this point, and I'm going to fix the table on my side and see what went wrong. Because, yeah, I rolled a 1 and my whole system crashed.
Jeez.
Well, not system. Foundry crashed, and now I have a gray screen. So I'm going to look at that and see if I can fix that. Obviously,
Alright.
Jillian, that's a miss. Because, it's a 1. So we'll check back, grab a quick 15-minute break, and then we'll jump back onto this fight. So, as we're kicking back in after break, that odd digging mechanical monster just missed Nestri with its attack, landing on the tracks as metal hands gripped in, body spinning about as it seems to look, question mark, at the team, as this little construct looks angry. But that was it for its turn. Now we've got a few other tokens who now get their turn. A number of surly looking fellows. And they're gonna charge in to get in nice and close range. While some of the others are going to adjust their position, bringing up those crossbows that they're carrying and firing shots at the retreating Nestri. But against an armor class of 20, well, that first one fires 2 lawfully shots that you manage to dodge, while the second one, again moving to a more advantageous position due to that big old rock, is going to do the same, trying to get some degree of good luck. But wow, my rolls are just atrocious. However, the first one does connect with a shot. My god. Guess how much damage you take?
How much?
1.
Oh.
You take 1 damages.
Oh, you applied it for me?
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
1 whole damage. That's brutal.
All of 1 damages.
Listen, I've learned a long time ago not to get cocky with Alan, because
The
it can
dice.
change in a dime. It can change in a dime.
They give and they take. All the time. But of course, this last enemy as well is going to rush in. This one making their way north of Nestri, but they've used most of their action at this point as we roll back over to Deacon's turn. As you see the 3 gentlemen making their way across the bridge, all with their arms out looking like tight rope walkers for a minute here.
Okay.
Now you
I
can-
should have enough movement to get to that robot guy, thankfully.
Yep, you have enough movement to get to hit it, but moving beyond it, that's a whole different process.
That's all I'm going to need, so I'm going to take an action to move, and then I'm going to make some attacks.
All right. $29 is a hit as you connect with the little creature. And Max out on your damage to hit it for 11 points, which ricochets off the little creature still standing, still looking angry, and only slightly barely injured from the shot.
But does it show any sort of resistance to my fighter's fork?
You're sort of bouncing it back and forth, wondering, you're not 100% sure. Looks like it landed okay.
Alright. I'll go for another hit.
And 25 is also a hit, so go ahead and roll up your damage on that as well. For another max out on your damage for a further 11 points. And though you're striking into it with some crazy high rolls, the creature is still standing and still fighting back.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright, as your turn comes to an end, up next, we've got Devaxian.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there enough space for me to, like, where that torch is in this square? Is that torch overhanging the chasm, or is that like solid ground?
That's a bit of solid ground chunk there. You could definitely stand in that space.
Cool.
Hey, it gets sent in front or on the 3D view. Mind you, getting to that space, that might be a bit trickier.
Okay. So I think if I step, then use the leap action. As a leap action, I can leap up to 10 feet horizontally. So that should give me enough to land next to the torch from that square.
Alrighty, so if you are trying to get through their space,
Well, I'd be jumping around their space.
going
no,
the
wait,
wrong
I'd be
way that
jumping.
way.
Right.
You've got to cover at least 10 feet of movement space to get there. The two blank spaces around you, especially where you're going at an angle.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, you'd be trying to tumble through
try-
their space.
Oh wait, I could do spend 2 actions to do a long jump. Just what would the DC be? The DC of the athletics check is equal to the total distance in feet you're attempting to move. Okay, so I'd need to go 5. So I'd need to do a stride, go forward 10. Then is that solid ground here?
Essentially, you've got to cover 15 feet of movement to get to that space.
Right.
What I'm
If
seeing
I
Now, your standard leap will give you 10 foot.
Yep.
I believe.
I can
Oh no,
try.
you get 15 feet horizontally if you have at least 30 feet of speed.
I
Are you a 30 or a 25?
25, so I could try a long jump.
Yep. You get your 10 foot automatically, and to get the extra, well, the DC is equal to the total distance in feet you're attempting to move during your leap, not just the extra. So the DC is going to be a 15 on an athletics check if you want to try a long jump.
Yeah, otherwise I won't be able to do anything. So I need to stride, then move 10, then do my athletics, which is...
You fail. You leap normally. Critical fail. Ooh.
I'll hero point that.
You look down below your feet for a brief moment, and as you're going, you see you didn't jump nearly enough. You're thinking to yourself, well, this is how my character ends. That's quite the drop. I'm gonna fall. It's gonna be bad. But then you realize something. You played enough games in your life, you know how to double jump. As you pull that
So-
fancified maneuver. I'll pop you in the square you're looking for, mind you.
Alright. Cool.
There's no other explanation
just-
for switching those around like that.
Yeah, just anywhere where the 15 would get me.
Yep.
So I guess I'm off the track now.
Because you
But
wanted to get
that's
on the
all-
opposite side of him, right? Because you could be down here if you wanted to stay away from him.
I figured just to avoid the tumble check that I would just jump straight across because I had to spend a stride action so that I could move 10 feet to let myself take that long jump. So all Phoenix saw was me back up into him and then like, oh no.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So you've got the one action left.
No, I was saying, so I was in this square.
But you only used one
to-
stride, right?
Yes, but a long jump is 2 actions.
Yep, but it gives you a stride.
What does it?
Yep, when you take the long jump, you stride and then make the leap. So you still have one action
alright,
left.
okay. Alright, cool. I missed that very first comma. Cool. Right, well thanks. That's good to know for the future. I think that I will then probably do. So let me check the distances here.
And I updated the tokens,
I will-
so there's actually tokens now.
I will do a what you call it? The cornerstone of my class. I've forgotten the name. Come on, Dean.
Oh, your random bullshit go.
Exploit vulnerability on the thing so that if it hits one of my allies, I can protect him with my amulet. So that would be which is I attempt my esoteric lore check on them and see if I unlock any vulnerabilities, which is this page.
And with a 16, you have failed your check. You do not pull up the extra lore on this enemy.
Alright, that's cool. I just needed to have it be the target of it. But I can still do a personal antithesis, but it won't come into play because I'm out of actions.
You hold up a magnet in your free hand. It's like, well, I know this is gonna affect you. And they're looking over, where'd you get a magnet as Nestry's turn comes up? And it's a Looney Tunes grade, big, giant U-shaped magnet. Makes sense. My joke for today.
I do like that image. Just every so often, the party asking Tabaxi where he finds something. He's like, I was just lying there.
Remember the blacksmith hut from the first time we were in? Yep, not there. But I did get these cool shoes from there. Oh goodness. Well, Nestry's turn up late as the small mechanical creature skitters about.
Okay, hopefully that'll hit.
And a 23 on your spell attack is a hit.
Great, it was Shocking Grasp. Oh, if the target is wearing metal armor or made of metal... Oh, I should have added a +1 to that.
Fair. If you want to throw the spell up though in the chat, I don't know how they are
Yep.
off the top of my
I
head.
will.
believe me.
Just one
Alright,
second.
go lie down, Fergus. You've had enough. Go on.
Oh, that's not great damage.
Alright, 9 points of damage to the mechanical
And-
creature.
And a d4 of persistent electricity damage.
Yep.
That rolls... They rolled that on their turn, right?
Yeah, at the start of each one of their turns.
Okay. I don't know if I can safely go anywhere anyway, so... I have one
You
action
can't.
left.
If you're
Can I-
worried about them having attacks of opportunity, you can take the step action to move 5 feet without triggering it.
Yeah, but even if I go back, like, I can't move through the space of this dog thing. Unless I move through your space. Can I move through... Or, sorry, Deacon's space. Can I move through Deacon?
Well, that'd be more than 5 feet.
Oh, gotcha. Because if I move this way, then I'm just gonna be more in trouble. Is there a general, like, thing I can take? Like, can I use dodge as one of my actions? Or something
No.
like that?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I don't give you too many of those. 'Cause I don't think they really give you one. They don't give you like lifting a shield,
Yeah,
I don't have a
any-
shield, though.
Yeah.
taking.
Like, anyone can raise, like, a shield, but...
Mm-hmm.
It's also a feint.
You hmm
It's about
What's
the
this-
only
what is-
things.
What does Fate do?
You attempt a deception check against their perception DC. And you can make them off guard.
Okay, I will try that, because I don't think that's
No.
worth...
That helps you hit it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make
I
the target
see.
flat.
Do that.
Oh, so if I
Before
did
you
it at
attack.
the... Gotcha, so if I did it at the end of the turn, then I couldn't, like, give it to somebody else to do, right?
Yeah, just for your
No.
own.
Gotcha.
You can get feats like Mott, where you, like, can distract them. Or
Yeah.
if you've got stuff like intimidation, you can try to demoralize them to make them frightened.
I may as well...
Uh,
I may as well just try shooting an arrow at one of these guys, because I know it'll be a disadvantage, but I don't really have
No,
much
I
else to
don't-
do.
I don't know how that works in Pathfinder.
Oh, if I'm within melee of someone and I use a ranged attack, Alan, do you know what that means?
I think
I think it's a negative
would-
4 or something. No, that's if they're engaged with an ally. 1 second here.
Yeah, of course.
it might. I think it might. It could let them trigger some stuff.
I think they get an
Yeah, if
attack
you
of
ma-
opportunity, but that's
Yeah.
It
So
will
if you-
attack me if I use a bow, like if I use my bow.
It can make an attack of opportunity if it has one. It might not have one, but using a ranged attack within melee would possibly let them do that.
And that's the only negative consequence, or is it also in addition to -4?
That's. I think that's the only thing.
is that first edition Pathfinder?
Mm,
Is it a -5 or a -10? Because
for
I use...
multiple- You've
They-
only made one, right?
Yeah,
No.
longbows have penalties for close range, attack of opportunities. Yeah, that's about it. No direct negatives for it. And a longbow and short bow would have issues, but that's about it. There's a lot of
spell-
weapons in the close range.
Gotcha. My spell costs 2 actions, so does that mean it's a -5 or a -10? I feel like it's -5.
Oh, you
Depends.
like
Does-
referring to the multiple hits?
Yeah.
It's
Only,
the spells.
yeah, only if you've actually done a strike do you get the negatives. The multi-attack.
Oh, so I could do it the full 10 then?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna try it. Oh, no ammunition. Oh, I have 9 arrows.
Because shocking grasp is that oh, that is an attack. My mistake. It would get a negative to it for the -5. Because
Okay, so
anytime
I-
you're taking at least I'm assuming. I'd have to double check. The brain just kind of flatlined on that one.
That's okay.
'Cause
I
believe it's-
don't know if it would go down to 12. I don't know if 12 would hit.
Fortunately, 12 is definitely a miss against the enemy. It would ricochet off. Yeah, anything with the attack trait suffers from the MAP, and since that has the attack trait for Shocking Grasp.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Alrighty. So, with Nestri's turn up, Phoenix is up next, as you all have this creature surrounded. But you're quickly being closed in on by unscrupulous fellows. And yeah, I just wanted to say unscrupulous today.
Fair enough.
It's a good word.
Pull up my calendar, mark it off, be like, I got today's word of the day. Yeah. Remember one time back in grade school, teacher told me, Alan, use this word in a sentence. I looked down, looked up, and I was like, all right. The teacher asked me to use asymmetrical in a sentence, but I didn't know what it means. She's just glaring at me like, you did.
You fulfilled the brief you were given.
Yep. You're technically correct. The best kind. So.
I'll move forward so everything's in range.
Alright. Dan's gonna take that one side step to the side.
Oh, I moved 10 feet forward, which is 20 feet, so if I go any further, I would have to double stride.
Fair, fair. Alrighty. Puts you 10 feet away from the enemy. Well, the mechanical enemy. The other one's a little bit different, but not too far still.
I'm gonna do what works. I'm gonna throw a rock.
Alright. I think that 17 from Jillian was the first time someone didn't roll stupid high today. It's all been really, really high and really, really strong.
I rolled pretty terribly for what it's worth. Remember, I wasted a spell slot. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad.
It's okay.
I almost fell to my death.
Hey, you had a hero point. 180'd that with the double jump.
Get like freeze frame, then the tutorial text appears on the screen.
At this point, press X again to throw yourself into the air a second time. Roll a second run on the hero point. We can't help you. Oh, good. Well, Dan, you have a hero point.
No, that's it. I'm done.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, the rock misses and falls down into the sea, just like Maui. As we go over to the strange little mechanical's turns next, which pops up on its two back legs. You see it chittering, the front drill spinning. As it
takes a D4 of electricity.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get that persistent damage, which triggers.
Do you want me to roll or?
Oh no, I tagged that one on. It goes through for them, and I don't think they defined when the persistent damage is supposed to exactly end for Shocking Grasp. So I'm assuming it's a minute that it'll last for, or up to me. One second here. Yeah, it just keeps going on until, so... Didn't give the full description in the chat for that one. Making my life harder. You can do better, Foundry. So, regardless, it's this little machine's turn now. As you see it twitching and skittering around, it's going to attempt to attack Deacon. As you see it launch itself into the air at you, hands and legs twisting and turning as it attempts to connect. As its corkscrew-like tail arms come at you fast. And against an armor class of 20, it manages to miss. Landing behind you on the tracks, it jumps yet again, however, as it appears to not suffer too badly from making multiple swings with this move of its. But against an armor class of 20, it once again misses. And unfortunately, this continues, as I've never had such abysmal dice rolls. My god, I think I rolled a 2-2 and a 3.
Alan,
Yo!
after you take persistent damage, you roll a DC 15 flat check
Yep.
to see if you recover from the damage.
Otherwise, it lasts for about a minute from what I saw in the rules, right?
I think so. It should give you a duration, but if not, probably until the end of the. Well, most fights don't last longer than a minute anyway. But
So we'll give them their roll to see if they manage to push through. They do. They shrug off the effect. The electricity quickly dissipates from them. But if there was one dice roll I was going to roll high, I suppose. Probably not too bad for it to be that one. Well, this swirly looking pirate is going to take a side step in behind Nestri with partial movement as it swings its cutlass at you fast. Now, the game's smart enough to do it when players do it. Nope, it did not, but still. The first swing is a connection against your character from behind, as they slice for 6 points of damage and follow up with another brutal swing from their blade, it as well hiking home for an additional 11 points as they start to shave your health off. And of course, you can hear those arrows beginning to fly. As the two in the back, who have some distance away from the team, are trying their ranged attack, because I mean, why not? So let's give those a roll. As you can hear the arrows soaring through the air, coming down like a rainstorm on top of your character, but not one hitting from the first guard. Again, my dice rolls are just abysmal today. I don't know why, but as I'm shooting at you this many, eventually, you know one of them's gonna hit, right? That's just the law of large numbers.
I'm not the only one here, you guys!
We're the first to run in though, so the first to get targeted. And I rolled crit on this big hit. I got big numbers. No, damn it, 6 points of damage. I got the whammies. That's all. I still got one more pirate, however, who's going to also rush in against Nestri. Jumping to that front line, it would seem, since you're the only one at the end of the ladder that they can reach. Swinging their blade, once again trying to cut, as they've got you pinned. Things definitely go from bad to worse, as you take 2 clean cuts from the blade. The first one hits for 8 points of damage. Oh, that's a ripoff. The second one hits you for exactly 6. That's the exact amount of health you have. Mechanically, I did exactly your health and attacks this turn. I actually feel guilty. However, this does mean you are now in the dying condition, which I actually have only gotten to use like once previously. There is an odd effect from this. Your initiative position moves directly before the turn in which you were reduced to 0
Yeah,
health.
I actually have been in the dying position before, so I remember what it looks like.
They jumped you all at the front because you were the first person at the lead. So I'll toss you at 9, which brings you down into the dying condition. And you have dying 1. Did that apply for me? No, it didn't. So I will do that. You're now dying 1. As you can see, your vision's gone straight to hell. There's a whole bunch of negatives, and we'll figure it out from there. But you've got a little while before you're going to have to deal with that. For your recovery checks and all that sort of good stuff. And I'll have to look at the hero points. I'm not sure if you have to wait until your turn to use them.
I don't have any anyway.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Let's move along, please.
Did you use one this session?
Yes.
She had to do the re-roll earlier. I remember that one.
Alright.
So, up next, we've got Deacon's turn. And you can use the hero points when you're dying, a condition would increase. So technically, right as you're going down, you could use it and stay essentially at 0. But Deacon's up first as you see Nestri drops as the Dungeon Master has levied all the attacks on her, and the other ones are beginning to change their view to look towards the Vaxian. Though in my defense, I did have the dig widget try to kill Deacon. I just rolled like shit.
Well, first things first, I gotta get this machine guy dead and buried, so I'm going to try and smack him again.
Alright. You keep rolling 19s today. I like it. 30 definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll up on damage on that one. 4 points as you gently tap it on top of the head and it growls at you, even though it doesn't have a voice modulator. Figures it out somehow, though. 12, though, is a miss as it dodges your attack, definitely.
Damn. Alright, yeah. For my last action, I'm going to raise my shield.
Alright. And as you raise up your shield, the Vaxian's turn comes up next. Nestri has dropped, and both of the pirates seem to have changed their gaze to Devaxian. You don't have yourself on mute, Edie?
No, I'm just thinking. Question.
Yeah.
If this guy was pushed in this direction, would he fall between the tracks and the rock face, or would he get pushed onto the tracks?
Directly that way would push him on the tracks. He's in a decent position.
Okay.
I feel a little guilty, but yeah, he's secure. He's got a good spot. I want to say strategically you think he went there on purpose, but it doesn't look that smart.
No, I was thinking I might be able to push someone off of a ledge, but this guy would go... He would need to be pushed like 10 feet or more. Or if I push him diagonal, he might still catch the tracks.
That's all you need. You can catch the track and swing up from the other side, Indiana Jones style. Pull some epic moment. I actually rolled good for this fight. I mean, I say that, but I did this down Jillian's character. I was rolling pretty good for her.
Yeah. Right. I am going to... how do I change? I'm gonna attempt to demoralize him.
right. Very
So
nice.
I think
They are now frightened. One stage of frightened.
yep.
So they get negatives to all their rolls as they look a little off-put.
Yep. Then I will going to stride over to here out line of sight of those archers, and then I will if they're coming towards me, I'm also going to make him the target of my exploit vulnerability. So that will be an esoteric lore check.
Dude, bro, it's a pirate.
Yeah, I just need him to be the target of it, so I can
That's a
use my
success.
amulet against him.
14's
But-
a success. Don't have much to add for pirates, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're like
But, yep.
thinking it as you're doing the check. Your character just says, "Hang on, are these honest to goodness pirates?" Yo ho ho, and Buddy looks at you, says, "And a bottle of rum," and you're like, "Damn it, they are."
Yep. Okay. That's all 3 turns used.
All right. As yours comes to an end, Phoenix is up next. The team has uncovered a rough fight here, Dan.
Yeah, no, I'm just debating if I'm gonna roll fire or just blast the two of them.
Ooh.
Let's roll some fire.
All right. I wonder if the rule sideways on this one as well. Can Flaming Spear be used to damage the floor?
No, it has to be cast on the floor. So it has to have something underneath it to support it. So if it damages what it's being supported by, it would then fall through and fail to be an active spell.
That's the kicker, though. The Flaming Sphere in its description specifically states creatures, nothing to objects. So I'm not sure if it would. I mean, Rule of Cool says, damn, it's a flaming sphere, it should, but those mechanical rules become a bit of a bugger at a certain point. But it does need to be supported by a solid surface, like stone floor or something of the sort like that. And keep in mind, railway tracks are heavily created of wood. That's half the reason I'm looking it up.
It says in the spell description a solid surface such as a stone floor.
Yep.
I think it sounds like you roll it along the floor.
That's what it sounds like.
Who are you casting it on?
Oh, it's a big gigantic sphere that takes up the square.
Yeah, 1 5-foot square.
Yep. And it can move around. You can make it roll for fun each turn if you continue to, oh, what's the word that they use there?
Concentrate on it.
Yep. So long as you sustain the spell, you can move it to any spell within range, which is going to be within range of 30 feet of yourself, which could be wild. It could means maximal could move 60 feet in a go. Nice. So where are you? They don't have an image for it, do they? They didn't give you the template.
No, there is no template because it just takes up a 5-foot square.
Let's see here. That's way too big. Minimum size is too big. So I'll make it just a regular square. And what I'm gonna do is make it look all flamey and cool, because we have special effects for that. We're supposed to have special effects for that. Doesn't look like they trigger it. Foundry's in a mood today. That's all I have to say. Where are you popping this flame? I don't think it'll let you.
Let's go with this guy at the top.
All right. Let me change the opacity on that so you can see through it a little easier that way. There. That was looking pretty. Took 3 times, but now it's looking pretty. As you unleash the sphere of flame.
DC 19,
Yep.
reflex save.
Okay, there. Oh wow, it's no damage on save.
Yeah.
That might be the luckiest pirate in the world. They actually managed that save. I mean, they're a dexterous group, their lot. But they do manage to dodge on that save. In fact, I'm going to reveal it so you can see the stats they got on it, as you can see them dancing amongst the fire. Their dexterity definitely appears to be very decent. Now, mind you, that spell's still sticking there. That's going to be some painful. Anything else for your turn?
One second. So we took no damage from the flames here?
No damage. They have passed their save.
Well, bite me. He can take damage from this instead.
Like when I beat a DC 19 at this level, I had to show it. Force bolt time. Go ahead and roll up as you smack him in the face. As the pirate dodger says, "Yar, what you gonna do now, pull?" Right in the face. 2 points of damage against the pirate. Anything else?
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Next up, we've got the little digging creature again, which still attempts to jump against Deacon. Still trying to land that shot. And against an armor class of 20, you see the little thing crouch down, wiggle, and launch itself forward as it slams into your character's chest. Blades digging, corkscrews driving against you, as suddenly you found yourself gripped by this little creature.
Actually, I had my shield raised. I don't know how to do that on the sheet, so it's 22. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Still breaks through the 22.
Damn it.
Yup, this thing did well, because I didn't roll a 2 for it this time. As it lands on you, as it lands on to the back of you, in fact, you're stuck with it on you. You can move, but The creature is presently stuck to you, similar to the grabbing, except you can move. You know what I mean? On top of that as well, you're being attacked by it as it hits you, as that did hit for the first time that it landed. You take 18 points as they begins to drill, tearing hard with those corkscrews and pulling back, before striking with the drills on its arms as well, attempting to go beyond your shield and its defenses. It lands a devastating blow with its second shot.
Remember, you can use your shield block reaction to reduce the damage taken by the shield's hardness.
I can do that, however. Myself and the shield take any remaining damage, and I'm pretty sure that much damage would just break it instantly.
Hardness, yeah. Oh yeah, your steel shields. Hardness 5, I think.
Yeah, and I think it has a broken threshold of 10, so 13 would definitely be over that.
Right, yeah. We're going to need to buy you multiple shields to bring to dungeons.
Oh goodness. Well, as this creature latches on and strikes with its drill, that one barrels through your impressive defense as well, critically striking your character. Now, let me just see here. Oh wow, that is nasty. Okay. As you're struck by a critical attack, this one also carries persistent bleed damage against you. So, at the end of your turn, you'll be taking 2d6 points of bleed damage. Unfortunately, they already added that into my attack, my damage roll, I do believe. So I have to minus that one out. Oh man. Well, you know I've been rolling 1s and 2s to try to hit you all night with this guy, right? Because 3 of the dices I have to roll for its damage, for the piercing damage that connects first from these blades, is 2. Oh, hold on, it kicked it up. It's supposed to be 2d6, not 2d10 damage. Holy hell, man, this game wants you dead.
Oh, good God.
Oh,
It doesn't have
yep,
like
that, I
a
figured.
rule.
No, you nailed it. So, this enemy has fatal on their attacks. When they hit with a crit, the damage die changes
Yeah.
to a d10. And man, I rolled a 10, a 9, and a 9 for a 2d10 plus 1d10 for its 2 swings striking. Because this thing is just brutal. As it adds one more of those listed die. So instead of 2d6, it's 2d10 plus 1d10, which is why the number went so high. And I said, wait, what the hell? 55 points of damage to your character immediately from a critical shot from the monster digging into your back. And that's going to be it for their turn. Because they had to pull a natural crit for that one to hit. They didn't list the little extra pieces in the quick box I was looking at, so I completely missed that, which is why I was confused for a minute there. And now our pirates are going to charge in against the remaining party members, against the Vaxian, with cutlass in hand. As they swing fast and hard against your 19 armor class, they do manage to connect one shot for a grand total of 8 points of damage. Our guards, however, are going to take a time to move a little closer, as they are a little tight in what they can actually see as they attempt to fire a shot at Phoenix.
I'm just going to BRB right quick.
No worries, bud. I didn't expect a super crit against somebody and to max my damage die. They managed to connect against Phoenix as well. One arrow landing home for 3 points of damage. As we get our next guard who's going to charge around and repeat the same action as well. But they roll a natural 1, so that's definitely a fail as we roll over to Nestri's turn. And since you're dying, you're going to have to give me a roll to see if you can even survive while fighting out at death's door. So you gotta give me a recovery check for that one.
I don't know if Jillian's at the computer just as Fergus was barking at something.
Oh, fair. I think her DC is 11 at the moment. Because it's 10 plus 1, your current dying value. So once she's back, she'll give us a DC 11 run for that one. Flat check. Mind you, if she passes, she'll be stabilized at 0 for that and be unconscious. So I'll run the pirate's turn just while we're waiting for her to get back. Because, of course, you know this one's running in against the Vaxian now that they've managed to take down 2 of your allies. And they're going to attempt to strike you with their cutlass.
Back.
Welcome back.
Hi. What do I just roll a death save? Or...
You roll a flat check. DC is 11 on this one.
11.
Yep.
Okay.
The D20.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Nestri gains 1 more points of the dying condition. Oh, I accidentally removed them. There we go. Up to dying 2. So long as it didn't give you the wounded condition yet. Because if you come back, you'll be a wounded 1. So we'll catch that if it happens when you come back in.
Oh, I'm not coming back.
You may yet. We'll never know until it happens.
Like, literally nobody has healing. And we don't have healing potion.
Oh,
Like-
gosh.
There's rep. Unless I rolled 20.
Oh, gosh. Deacon's turn up next. I am going to need a save from your character as well.
Just a flat roll.
Yep. DC is 11 to see if you can stabilize.
Just a sec. Just trying to find a way to roll. Just a flat D20.
Just above the, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Well, that brings you up to the 2nd degree of dying now. Unless you
Wait,
have a
I still have a hero point.
You could instead shrug it all off when that condition would change and bring yourself back up.
So I could do that with just a hero point.
If you spend all of them when your dying condition would increase, which it's going to, You lose it and stabilize at 0 health, and you don't gain the wounded condition or increase its value either if you want to burn through it. That'll stabilize you at 0 and you'll be safe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Alright, so... It didn't add wounded to your character, so you get stabilized at 0, and you are now unconscious, as the Vaxian's turn comes up next. Oh, I actually made a small mistake for Deacon. You would have been at dying 2 because you got outed by a crit. So you would have dropped to dying 3, so, you know, pretty good for using the hero point for that one.
Oh god.
I think I gotta take a step here. Then...
You know what that means, right?
Steps don't trigger attack of opportunity, only strides do.
Yeah. Oh, you said step, okay. I thought you were going to keep moving. The hungry pirate watches you go and just snaps their fingers.
I'm going to take another step here. Then... going to... stride... I just need to figure out a way not to get swarmed. Okay, I think I got a 2, 3, 45 stride down here. Because if I can keep them spending actions, yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right. Up next is Phoenix. Yeah, I completely forgot you were all bereft now of actual healing without John's character.
Yep.
Jillian's got her arms folded like, don't remind me.
So I'll move the flame sphere to this guy in the north.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and drag that one over. As we move its position, which immediately triggers that lovely DC 16 dex save.
19 reflex.
I said dex save even, my god. Oh god. Well, I'm just gonna put their rolls in public for these saves, because they just got a 22 on that one, and skim yet another save. Seems moderately rude to me. But these are dancing in between the flames. Anything else for Phoenix's turn?
Yeah, that was a free action, so...
Oh yeah. Sometimes I forget. You can all see my mouse, and I sometimes bob my mouse to music. You ever see me doing this little U shape back and forth? I'm just going with the beat. I don't want to seem like I'm being impatient on anywhere or anything. I just tend to do that sometimes when I'm listening to the music in the background. It's like when you see that person driving down the road and you see their head bobbing along and you're like, damn it, they're having a better day on the road than I am. Scorching Blast.
I'm gonna make 2 attacks, one on the middle guy and one on the south guy.
Alright. So the one here? And
Those 2. I'll do the middle guy first.
Alright, let him swing. Roll a 20. I believe in you. Well, 12 unfortunately is a miss against the north one. The one to the south, though, 20's definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll up the damage as you sledgehammer that pirate with your burning fire for good damage. 14 points as they visibly yelp from the strike that they get hit with, but they're still standing. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's all 3 actions.
Alrighty. My little mechanic digging monster at this point is gonna skitter and claw its way as it looks around and now has to pick a target but isn't smart enough to realize, oh, you're close, I should attack you. So, even, it goes after Jade. Or sorry, not Jade, Phoenix. Odd, it goes after Devaxian. Going after Dan's character, unfortunately. It's going to attempt the same jumping latch as it moves 20 feet with that leap as well, attempting to shoot you with a corkscrew in the same run. Which is definitely a hit against your character, but not a crit, as you take 14 points of damage from that. Oh, I saw on public roll. I should hide that. And then attempts to drill your character as well with one of the offhands. And this has left you critically injured now. Still standing, but for 14 points of damage. As the pirate's turn comes up next, and they charge in against Devaxian, getting in close range. I gotta be honest, it takes all my willpower to not have them yell "This is Sparta" and attempt to kick you off. It really does. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you any.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 on my attack roll, so I should have went with it because it would have been awesome for you to defend against that, but I generally don't like the insta-kill, which is why I'm feeling kind of bad that Deacon dropped. But now we got this next guard. As they see the fire surrounds them, being unfamiliar with magic, do you think they run away, or do you think they're going to stand there and let Jade take another strike, or Dan take another strike on their turn? Well, they're not that smart. And though they unleash a volley of arrows through the air, we don't have any luck on our shots. And I'm going to need another savings roll from Nestri. Oh, thank God. I don't see anything that says if you roll a 1, you get it worse. I don't see a critical failure here, it's just... Alright, so just 1 extra for dying. Oop. That's not looking good for Nestri. As our pirate has their turn up next, and they're gonna charge in as well and attempt to swing at Deacon, or Devaxian, who seems to have some luck because I can't hit you. And that's gonna be it for their turns as Deacon's turn comes up next. Now, your character is presently unconscious. But, let me see here. Alright. I do have one question for you, though, for your character.
What that?
Were you still carrying that bean from long ago, the little seed that was all worn and shriveled?
Yeah, he wouldn't have dropped that. It saved his life once.
Alright. Give me a will save. With a 19. As the team's getting pummeled by a uncharacteristically high number of high rolls from the Dungeon Master, that little magical seed that you're carrying on your person reaches out, and within the darkness, you can touch it. You can feel the strength that it carries. And even though your character is unconscious, you'd have to be for at least 10 minutes, that's what the rules say, you can sense in the dreamscape it reaching out to you specifically for some unknown reason. Be sure the DM has some plot, but regardless, what little magical power it has left, though it wanted to keep it for some important reason, it offers it to you now, that it can heal you, but it'll cost it everything it's got left.
I'm gonna take it because this seems like a very dire situation.
Alrighty. Roll me a d10. My God.
That's my bad luck coming back. There it is.
It's been a wild dice roll set for today. I'm whooping all the crazy rolls and pulling lots of crits. This is, if ever there was a time where the system said it wants you all to die, this is it. Especially when I'm letting you use a pulse heal that gives everybody, including yourself, within 15 feet of you, 1 point of health. Now this includes that little mechanical hand as well. It was going to be a full D10 to everybody, but that means Deacon wakes up. You're prone, but you are awake. More importantly, Jillian, your character now has recovered from the dying stat, but you do have Wounded 1, which I'm going to apply onto you. And the little mechanical hand gets a life back too, but that brings Deacon back into the world of conscious. Nestri as well, but both of you are severely wounded here. And prone, because you know you're laying down from being struck. But that's going to be it for Deacon's turn. And as your turn drifts out to an end... Oh wait, no, you that was you being unconscious. Your turn begins now, and you can feel whatever magical energies and essences that strange seed once held, whatever future it was trying to strive for, is now all but extinguished. Okay.
And that really sucks, but I feel like we're in a bit of a bad spot. So I assume I would have to use an action to stand up type of deal?
Yep.
Alright, so I'll use my action to stand up and remove the prone condition. And
it just takes the single action to pop up. So you'd still have 2 left.
Alright, so I am going to quickly drop my weapon and use my battle medicine action to hopefully heal me up a bit.
Alright. You can go ahead and pop that out. I mean, seriously though, what's up with these dice today? Any saves I ask you all to make, you bomb the rolls. Any attacks the enemies are making or saves they gotta make, they ace the rolls. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I designed this to be a tricky challenge. But wasn't supposed to be suicidal. Oh god, I feel a little guilty.
Alright, so I just gotta make a medicine check. Hopefully I make it. Please God.
What did I say about those dice?
Okay, I can't actually see that. I don't know why it was private. What did it... What?
Oh, let me reveal it for you then. You rolled a 1.
Ah! Okay.
Oh no. That, I think that does damage.
Mm-hmm. I'm just double checking its ability to see if it stops that.
No!
Yeah. Since you critically failed in your rush, you take a D8 of damage. I mean, these dice today, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It's such a wild run, your character's dying again. At least it was on your turn, so your initiative order doesn't change any, but goddamn.
Oh man, that sucks. I wasted that healing thing. No.
Oh, that's a kick in the teeth. That's definitely a kick in the teeth.
Alright, yeah, that's my turn.
And now your vision looks funky too. Gives an interesting effect. Well, Deacon 180 the situation, putting themselves into the grave and bringing Nestry back up. As the Vaxian's turn comes up next, pinned in now by 2 of the pirates. Oh, this one shouldn't be afraid anymore. That goes away.
Yeah. Right. Going to step here, and then I'm going to try and shove him off the ledge.
Dean says the DM may not be so cruel as to do it to us and want these guys to beat us down, but I'm gonna try.
Please.
So to try your shove, you gotta beat their fort DC. You know what their fortitude DC is?
I hope it's a 17.
Well, it's their fort save plus 10, right?
Yep.
They just do it as a flat check. I'll tell you, their reflex is a plus 8. That's an 18, and they whooped all their reflex saves. Their will save's a plus 6, so that's 16. And I like just building the tent here, but 17 is exactly their save throw. So that's
Thank
10 foot.
Christ.
The pirate has
Well,
a 17.
Oh.
I'm assuming you were going for this one.
Yes. Yeah.
They look at you angrily as they spin their blade, but the ground beneath their feet soon fades, and you see their eyes go very wide as they look down and look up towards you. And as they start to drop, you just hear them, "Oh, you mother..." Needless to say, they're not gonna survive. Anything else on Devaxian's turn? Because that was 2 of your actions.
Yep. Yep.
Rest of the team sweating bullets, probably very happy to see that hit.
Okay. Just trying to choose here between getting 4 resistance on a hit or making this guy spend an action to get towards me. And I will take a step back, so he needs to spend an action to get towards me.
Alrighty. So as your turn comes to an end then, Phoenix is up next. As Deacon has used the last charge from whatever the hell the MacGuffin was.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, what's up now?
This, the next door, whoever owns the house.
That's why
Doesn't
Fergus was barking.
doesn't have a proper job, so they're out about twice a week to cut the grass.
Oh.
And it's just like, can you just fuck off?
They had the whole driveway blocked when they were unloading their wagon.
Well, if it's any consolation, I do have good news for Phoenix. As I'm assuming the flaming ball of doom is gonna stay on top of that guard, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll your damage. He failed his save. Oh yeah, big 3d8, I think. If memory serves, that was up the list a little bit now. You know, I say you switch situations, but technically Nestri had 3 deaths fails, and now Deacon only has 1. That's a bit better odds at the moment. My god, you rolled a 1 and a 3 on those crits, though. I can't believe it for Nestri. 11 points of fire damage as you roast that guard, leaving them critically injured, as they don't seem to have the same health pools as that mechanical creature that's trying to take you down. Anything else for Phoenix's turn?
Oh yes. And that mechanical creature?
Ooh. It's not gonna end well
It's
for them.
taking all 3 bolts.
Ooh. You turn and cast Magic Missile into the darkness, so you go ahead and roll up your damage. That's 1 missile for 2 points. A second missile for a whopping 5 points. And then another 2 points for the third, leaving this creature badly injured.
That's everything for me.
Alright, as your turn comes to an end, we've got the machine up next. Legs cricking, cracking, and cackling as it attempts to continue to attack you. And against an armor class of 16, it is going to hit you with its first shot. 12 points of damage you'll take from that. After which, since it's now leaving you in a dying state, it's going to make a running leap. Using its ability to do so, I'm going to see if it's lucky enough to make the jump. Oh my shit. Okay, so this enemy gets a huge bonus to its leaping and moving and all that, and doesn't clear the 20 that it needs to make the jump, even though it's less than a single digit roll for it to do it. So you know what that means. It falls. I was gonna go after Devaxian, as you see it skittering forward, but it falls. Guess it couldn't get through the allies, and switched its targets to the other one, and strikes. You can hear it clattering as it falls deep below. You better hope it didn't survive that fall. Now as we roll over to this pirate, what do you think they're gonna do? The team badly injured and Devaxian still standing against them. They bring out their cutlass that they spin around once, look over towards the ledge as they scream, "Greg, no!" They look back towards you, the glare in their eyes, and say, "As my name is Paul, I swear to you, I will kill you someday." And they run past.
You call Paul the pirate?
Indeed. Greg and Polly. So that's his first movement, as I just have to double check. And they're going to continue to run, in fact. Charging past as you hear them give a firm whistle and say, "Everybody out." Including the other 2 guards, the one who's seriously injured by the fire, quick to follow their friend, moving at full speed as you see them charge and into the one area none of you wanted to go right off. Into the green smoke. As we roll over to Nestry's turn. Now you're prone, critically injured. But at a glance you can see these enemies, with one of the pirates having been killed, seem to have lost their nerve. You gonna follow after?
Can I use any... Do I need to have battle medicine to try stabilization during combat?
You can always try to heal if you're looking at your ally beside you.
So it's battle medicine to do a medicine check, but stabilize costs 2 actions, and you can do that mid combat.
Okay, I will stabilize or attempt to stabilize Deacon.
Yep. It's usually 5 plus that creature's recovery roll. 15 plus dying value. So since they're sitting at a 1, that's going to be a 16 DC that you've got to beat.
A 16 DC?
Yep.
You got this.
And it's just a flat... Is it just a flat D20?
A medicine check.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's just a fail. Thankfully not crit, not by anything further than
Thank
2 band.
God.
So his character's
I'll just stay down.
still working on it. Now, as we're rolling over to Deacon's turn up next, I'm going to need another save throw from you to see if you get better or worse. DC on this one is 11 for you. And it's a straight D20 roll. So,
Thank God.
now, I wonder, in this situation, how this one works. As your character stabilizes, but you have the Wounded 1 condition now. Oops. I think I switched the combat roll. You now have Wounded 1, but your character is stable, which means you're at 0 and no longer dying. So what everyone sees was Nestry kneeling down and saying, I'll help you, I'll fix you, I'll save your life, I can do it. And then Deacon stabilizes immediately. So, I mean, Nestry can probably claim it, you know? People might believe that. It looks it. But you're good. You're at a 0 and holding strong. The Vaxian's turn would be up next, but the enemies are on full retreat at this point.
I would like go over. Gee, I don't think I can even. Yeah, I can run up and try and yeah, I would just spend my turns getting close. I can try and help stabilize on the next turn, but I would use all my actions to get.
Oh, he's stable.
Yeah, we have to do Phoenix too, though.
Oh, right. Sorry, Dan, I forgot.
Yeah, so I guess I would just spend my actions getting close, or yeah, I wouldn't have enough movement to get there. So that would be for a was that pirate?
25 would get you to here.
Yeah,
10,
that's
20, and
difficult
5.
terrain. So
Oh,
the
right,
pirate.
30.
Yep, that pirate's still there, right?
Oh yeah, he's running.
Running. You know, I'm tempted to try and take him down and question them, but I feel like letting them go so I can help my friends is enough of a win.
Alright.
So my last action would be I don't know if this is if there's an action for this, but I would basically help Nestri to her feet. But I don't know if that's an actual action or not.
She still had one left for her turn, so we'll just say, thematically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enough that Nestri can stand up.
Oh, I was choosing to stay down because I didn't want to get shot again.
Well, just where they're running away, I figured you might.
Like holding out a hand. Here, I'll help you up, and she's waving the hand off. No, I am good. Well, as Devaxian's turn would come to an end then, that means Phoenix is up next, and Dan has to give me a roll, DC 11 flat check, to see how your character manages against death.
I stabilize by using a hero point.
Hey. Now, technically, that happens when you start to increase in your death save. So you still have to roll your save. You might pass and you might stabilize. If you fail, you're no worse off. But if you stabilize, you're wounded 1, so technically worse off. Now, if you want, I can retroactively say you did that at the end last time when you got hit by the damage that took you down. So that way, it would make no difference and you'd get a turn right now.
No, I'll roll it. Let's see what happens.
Alright, let's roll your death save and see what luck you have. It's either going to cost you a hero point to stabilize or... Hey! Phoenix lives. You're down, but you're not dying. That's like the best news you could have asked for, right? So, as Dan's turn come to an end, Devaxian might get that shiver up his spine of, oh, this isn't good, as the ground behind you begins to tremble and crack. And not half a moment later, from beneath it as it breaks apart, as it would appear this creature has a burrow speed, you see none other than the dig widget jumping up behind you, badly injured and badly damaged, still coming at you. This fight's not quite over yet. Dean, you have some kind of horseshoe today. Because its leaping, jumping attack thingy to try to get you is a miss. And that has, like, offed so many other party members. The second shot, though, from its drill, does connect. And you take... Oh, no. There we go. 10 points of damage. And you are wounded with persistent bleed damage. Now, our pirates and guards, they're still going. They're still running with what they've got. But this construct still wants you all dead. As we roll over to Nestri's turn next.
Sorry, I just dropped my phone. I think I'm gonna take a page out of Phoenix's book and do a Force Fang.
Alright. That little widget's doing some serious damage to Devaxian at the same time. I love that they call it a widget.
I think it's just one magic missile strike.
Alright.
I'm just double checking though. Yeah, Force Fang.
Three points of damage to the creature, bringing more of its mechanical health into question as it's very much near death, but still very much trying to kill you all. Anything else for Nestri's turn?
So that was 2 actions.
Yep.
I still have that action, right? I could try shooting it, but it's in my -5.
When you get knocked unconscious, you drop all your weapons so you need to spend an action to pick it up.
Okay, I will. Oh, God, I will pick them up.
She should have it already because the last round she did the heal check, so she would have already been conscious to pick it up.
And she did have one spare action that was unused, so
Good
you know what?
point.
I'll let that slide. That works just fine. You definitely have your weapon. Make your shot. I mean, the game's making you all roll 1s and giving me 20s. Like, I don't mind if you're gonna take a shot at this enemy. Because wowza, I've seen it balanced against players before, but
I don't think that's gonna hit.
13 does not breach through its mighty armor class. It holds ground against you. And as your turn rolls to an end, Deacon would get a turn, but your character's unconscious, but stable. The Vaxian's turn is up next.
Right. Okay.
Hang on 1 second. Did you put negatives on your attack?
Yeah, because I cast a spell.
From what I'm reading on Archives of Nephis, Force-Fang doesn't count as a attack roll.
Yeah, no, it
So
doesn't
you-
have attack in there, so you get a plus
it-
5, but that would still be a mess at an 18. Good catch, though, Dan. Definitely good catch. They don't have the attack pattern in the other one. 10 points.
No, because it automatically hits, so it's like magic missile.
It's a freebie. Love it.
Right.
Well, the Vaxian's toe-to-toe with this mechanical monster that's still trying to take the team down.
Okay. I'm going to start by making it the subject of my exploit vulnerability.
Alright. 25. Well, you ace it at that point. You finally break through. As you're now thinking, oh, I've heard of these dig widgets. Thieves love them if they get their hands on them. Vicious little monsters if they get the jump on you. As you're seeing.
Then I'm going to do a what have I got? I could try a feint, but I need to beat its perception DC. Or I could roll twice. I will attack it.
Alright. $25. Just skims past their defenses as you manage to connect with that uppercut. Go ahead and roll your damage. 8.
So that
8 points of bludgeoning damage, hey? As this creature's lunging at you once again, drills in hands, you bring up the fist as quick and hard as you can, right between its eyes, and you manage to collapse that mechanical beast, finishing it off with that one last strike. Successfully indeed, you finished off the construct of doom.
I would have did an additional 3 damage for the personal antithesis. Or does it have any weaknesses?
Nope.
Probably not. Okay, well
None.
the personal antithesis.
It has the strength
What
of I roll really high today.
What would
Oh,
the
yeah.
personal antithesis for a robot be? I don't know.
Think
I
yourself
dip my
lava.
hand into into a little pouch of rust I keep and punch it with that.
Well, you can see those pirates and guards have run into the green mist to the north. They didn't seem to take ill effects of it, or they were too scared of the group of you. As you cut down one of the pirates, the rest of them folded and ran away. Now, on the plus side, you're all stable, but as Devaxian and Nestri will be looking back towards their teammates, well, Nestri's in rough shape, and Deacon and Phoenix are both unconscious. Badly injured, though they'll be awake in about 10 minutes with a single point of health each. Thankfully, outside of that, you hear blessed silence in this area. Doesn't seem like anything else is attempting to charge, but I'm gonna need a DC 15 flat check from Devaxian.
I think we might need to spend an hour or so down here. We'll get Nestri to use her medicine skill.
You take 5 points for the bleed that carries over, but 19! Well, you finally got the good dice rolls now, and you are no longer under the effects of the persistent damage.
Oh. Was that an extreme rated encounter?
Yup, it was meant to be side boss, completely optional. Just something you could go and run through if you wanted to take it on. But the team did. Sorry, I heard the kiddo on the baby monitor. Goodness. Well, as it is for all things, for taking on the side quest, seeing enemies in a corner pocket, deciding, I'm gonna go take them up. Well, in Jillian's case, I'm going to try and be diplomatic, and that backfired pretty bad. I do have one nice bonus for all of you for next week's game. That earns you an early level up. You'll all be level 4 for next week's adventures.
Yay!
Might be level 4 for a slightly extended period of time, mind you. And, because I am not cruel, for your rests, you can assume you've got Ulag there for healing, okay? Just apply them as if you've got them on the team. Because you should have them, but John's just not here, and I did plan this for 5. But wowza. Yeah, that was a tough, definitely meant to be a tough fight, but it wasn't meant to... Like, how the hell did everyone get so bad on the dice rolls so much in that fight? My god. That was...
I think when you reduce the party size, it changes the XP budget for the fight.
Oh, definitely. And I had that one set. I actually pulled a few enemies to pull the budget price down, because I did 4 at 3. But, I mean... When you roll that many crits, my god, I was feeling guilty behind the scenes. I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm recording this shit, otherwise I could fudge this number and skip this one, but I gotta hit them with it. And I don't fudge my numbers very often, but the team rolled a lot of low numbers and skimmed by. But I gotta say, I think one of my favorite moments was basically when Jameson flipped the script and decided to do one last heal out with the magical MacGuffin you've been carrying, which now no longer carries magic. You would not sense any magic coming at all from that old worn seed. But the flip of that is, your character went down and Nestri was saved. So next session you all start with 2 hero points instead of 1 as a reward.
Yay!
Little feather to the toss in your hats, and level 4. So you may want to take a rest while your characters are down here chilling out.
I think that might have flavoured what I'm taking next. I think I might take a level 4, I might take natural medicine, so I can use my nature skill.
The team lacks
for
all healing besides Ulag, so yep.
And then I've also got a thaumaturge feat I can take called Root to Life. So I using a plant, I would be able to place a plant or a similar symbol on an adjacent dying creature, immediately stabilizing them.
Nice.
That makes them unconscious, 0. Or if I spend 2 actions by uttering a blessing, I chase away ongoing pain, which when I do so, attempt flat checks to remove each source of persistent damage due to the particularly effective assistance, the DC is 10 instead of the usual 15.
Oh, nice. That gives you really good odds.
But I don't know what I get for... Oh, it's 1 to 2 actions, not 1 to 3. Okay, I maybe do that, because I can twist myself into a little bit of a healer if at level 5 I take the Chalice implement. I can give people some health.
Nice, nice.
But will mean the vaccine's running at you with probably a particularly dirty looking needle.
Oh, God. Alrighty, well, as the team is resting up, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here, because that's a good spot to leave off for next week's game.